So I'm going to do a general read for Earth signs. This is for the collective Earth sign group altogether, all y'all, altogether, like conglomeration of all of y'all. So first thing out is Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody is not offering secretly to have an intuitive kind of earthy new start with somebody. Instead, they're looking back feeling like there were secrets, like there was another way they could have gone with things. A little bit emotional, but feels like the emotions for the relationship have perhaps dried up. Five of Cups is typically the crying over spilled milk card, but in this case, it's these cups are sitting on sand. So it's like there used to be an ocean of emotion there, but no longer. No longer, baby. Okay. Then there's the Ten of Wands in the reverse, as well as the Four of Wands in the upright. So perhaps someone's crying over spilled milk, looking back at the fact that they were unhappy in their home. That unfortunately there was something about this that was burdensome to them. So what was being offered, something was not being offered because it was a secret. So something secretly was not being offered, and that had something to do with somebody who is a moon child. So a granola and berries type person, a very natural, in the upright, very natural, down to earth, grounded, has ethereal knowledge and roots that are deeply seated in really rich soil that has been tilled properly. So anyway, this person, there was no offer secretly from this person. So someone is crying over spilled milk about it. And that does mean that there's less burden in the home for whoever this is. So whoever's crying over spilled milk, they may be realizing that, there was an offer or something like that was secret. But now there's not anymore. And that person is the one that is actually feeling like they're crying over spilled milk. So that being said, there's less burden in the house for perhaps this person, perhaps these are the same people with the same, sometimes energies are represented by people rather than, people themselves. So could be a plethora of things, actually, but whatever. So anyway, that's that. We could get a clarifier too. Let's do animal cards. I like these so much. The art is so beautiful on the front. It kind of makes me want to pull out a sketchbook and just try sketching, but we'll have to see, I guess. Okay, let's see which one flies out first. Oh. This is the Seahorse. Strength, guidance, transformation, and feminine energy. The seahorse is a symbol of power. It has frequently appeared in the coats of arms of European nobles and is associated with valor and bravery. It was the steed of the Greek god Neptune, or Poseidon, the ruler of the sea. Neptune was frequently depicted in huge, curling waves in a chariot pulled by great seahorses. The seahorse's ability to negotiate the roiling seas, a symbol of physical and spiritual transformation, signifies its role as a guide in times of change. Because of its curving form and association with water, the seahorse is imbued with feminine energy. This feminine aspect is emphasized in the painting, which shows a woman's shapely form with the creature's body. So yeah, we'll get one more. So the seahorse and, okay, Please don't drop on me. The whole thing was about to just roll over. Did you see that? Okay. The deer. So the deer says, instinctual energy, independence, and regeneration. Graceful, swift, and elusive, the deer has symbolized the powers in nature that are not easily subdued. A deer's antlers, which are shed and regrown each year, are specifically associated with regeneration and renewal. A swift deer with golden antlers was sacrificed and sacred to the great goddess Artemis, whose realm encompassed the wilderness and instinctual, untamed things. A deer is also a symbol that summons individuals to a calling or journey. It has frequently appeared in legends and myths as a creature that lures a hunter or knight into the wilderness. In the legend of King Arthur, I cannot speak for Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to stop trying. Here. In the legend of King Arthur, a deer leads Sir Gawain into the woods to begin his adventures. So that was like my first time reading. Just kidding, but honestly. So between these two, I kind of get this feeling. I don't know why, but the similarity that I see between the two is a long face. So I feel like someone has maybe a long face about them. Like, why the long face? Like, this person is crying over the spilled milk of this home. Beginning of the read is not offering. Ending is a home. So if this is talking about long faces and legends, then it's kind of goes to show that, like, there's an instinctual kind of transformation that we all go through, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor, but sometimes it does. And when it does, it's definitely way more exciting than when it doesn't, but it doesn't necessarily mean it was a more important lesson. So that's important to remember. I think I said this in one of the other Earth Sign readings, but knowing what you don't want is just as valuable and important as knowing what you do want. If you opt for just settling versus reaching for the stars, if you opt for if you opt to stop or not, that's all I can really think of is that it's a race, like a horse race, and we'll go with the long face thing. It's a decision to come out the gate as fast and hard as you can, and then keep on trotting until you get to whatever destination it is, and it doesn't really matter how long it takes you to finish the race. At the end of the day, it is not about winning. At the end of the day, it's about what you took away from the race, what you learned, what's your personal best. And as long as your best competition is always yourself, then you'll be fine. In the meantime, back at the ranch. I'm just kidding. But I am going to get future cards first. We'll do the raw deck for this. Just a little bit more symbolic. Can you guys see? Okay. We'll just do 3 to make it nice and short and simple. Okay. So there's actually a situation that was supposed to be anchored and is not anchored at this point. So there's no wealth coming from it. This may be a situation that has to do with, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like this is not romance based. For some people it may be. If you see something symbolic in here that sounds, so something not being, this is the way I'm seeing it. Yeah. So this needs to be figured out so that there's no cutoff. Until then, something's been chopped. But it doesn't look like, let's get one more. Okay, there's no start. So, so if you don't cut something off, then there's not going to be this star. This could be an Aquarius. This could be stardom. It could be a thought, like your dream home or vacation or your ideal of something is not going to come to fruition. So even though this seems like it may be kind of lofty or maybe a little bit serious because it's got the star involved, there's something that's ungrounded or unanchored about the situation. So until the situation becomes anchored, then this wealth is not going to become necessarily anchored with it. So I don't know if that means you need to shift some things around in life. I don't know if you need to cut something or somebody out in order for this to flip upright. I don't know if, I don't know what your story is. You're going to have to figure out how this applies to you. All I know is that we would ideally like to see these things in the upright without any kind of cutoff. So I would feel like in the traditional deck that this cutoff is probably a Libra or some type of, like maybe this is the Ace of Swords. Without the Ace of Swords, then there's no wealth and no stardom. It's a big old knife. And even though it's curved, it's just because it's a curved hand instead of the Ace of Swords that we're used to seeing. But whatever. That's all I really had to say about that. Next time. See you next time. Unless you want to hit that button down below and like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever.